Take 4. Hopefully this is working this time. I apologize for the technical difficulties. I am not the most technological person, and the programming, I need somebody to help me is what I need. So Spirit, Universe, if you could hop on and help me with that, that would be fantastic. It says we're live. So I'm going to click on that. Yay! Okay, I'm live. Hello, hello, hello. Yay, Yvonne is here. Thank you. I apologize for my technical lack of wizardry. I have a program called OBS that connects to this, that connects to that. First, I had no camera because it wasn't plugged in, and I had a black screen, and then every time I tried to reboot the system, it made me it deleted all of my settings. So don't look right now in the description in regards to the decks chosen, because those aren't the right decks. I will fix the description when we move out of live. So we'll give a little bit of time to see again. I don't have chat figured out on here yet. If somebody wants to become my technical assistant, hey, position is open. I could really use some help with technology. So today it is the full buck moon. So yay to the full buck moon. Although the energies have been crazy intense. I did a video this morning about heart chakra activations happening. And the buck moon is all about divine masculine energy. Masculine. The stag begins to grow its horns. And it reminded me of that saying, are you going to grow a pair? Are you going to grow a pair? So that's the energy of full buck moon, and I'll change the name from Take 4 to full buck moon when I close this out. So because it was a growing theme, an expansion theme that seemed to be happening energetically, the decks that I picked today go from my smallest deck to my largest deck. So not that I'm using all of my decks, but they're all ranked in size by small to large. So we're starting today, and 2 cards have thrown themselves out immediately from my Flower Oracle deck. This was a gift from Terry long ago. Thank you, Terry. I don't know if you still watch my channel or moved on to something else, but I do appreciate this deck. It's fantastic. First up, we have status. I don't know if I'm saying that wrong, status. Status. Adaptation. Change will be better than you think. Well, see, we're going through a procession, an adaptation. I think this is fantastic. It totally holds on to the theme of those stag's horns slowly making them way into something other than what they are. So we're moving our way from adolescent kind of thinking into a more spiritually mature way. And oftentimes when change is on the horizon, we can feel a little bit of fear or a lot of fear as we white knuckle it and go, how am I going to do this? And we, as humans, we like to have this faux sense of security, of stability, of status quo. Status quo is comfortable. Ego is very happy in status quo. Ego says, this is my playground, and I know what's going down, and I'm comfortable, and I know in the morning I wake up at this time, and then I have this routine, and then I eat this, and then I drink this, and then I go to work, and then I come home and I see this person, and I go to bed at this time, and I watch this TV show. And ego's like, yeah, we got this. And soul comes along and goes, evolve or die. And we're like, nah, I don't like this evolution stuff. This feels awkward and uncomfortable. And this is just a reminder from Spirit to say, it's okay. It's okay. The changes that are coming are going to be better than we think. And that's just it. When we start to get in alignment with soul, we don't know the full picture. We don't know the full plan. We just know that there's change and there's shifts and there's, all this stuff that's in a constant cycle of releasing and new coming in and releasing and new coming in. And it can feel overwhelming. But if we just let go a little bit and say, well, maybe it's going to look better than I can imagine. Maybe it's going to look better than my ego has the capacity for, because ego runs on an outdated system. Ego runs on ego's a calculator, and soul is like the biggest computer out there. So ego can't possibly know all of the things that are awaiting for us. Our next flower that popped out is, and this is a doozy of a word. I'm definitely going to mispronounce it. Agapanthus. Agapanthus? There's a Latin word for you. Sorry, I don't speak Latin. Words of love. Speak with your heart. Well, that's very apt, because today I was talking about heart chakra and heart chakra energy. So maybe a lot of us out there right now are working in some heart chakra stuff. And heart chakra stuff can be a lot of issues in regards to the things that could be changing. The adaptations that could be coming along are things like, I'm letting go of these faulty beliefs about my not being lovable, of me not getting the love that I want, or my deservability, my worthiness of obtaining love. So all of these questions and ideas in our mind's eye, Spirit is saying, it's time to adapt, because what's coming in is going to be a far more loving energy, which is fantastic. Listen and speak to your heart. Have a two-way conversation with heart and say, heart, what is it that you want? Does this feel good to me? Sit in that energy. Does this feel good? No, it doesn't feel good. Okay, I'm going to change and I am going to adapt and I'm going to go over here. Does this feel good? Ooh, this feels a little bit better. It's like that game that we used to play as kids, warmer, colder. Are you warmer, warmer, warmer? When you're trying to find something that's been hidden. So we're trying to find what's been hidden. It is our soul's mission for us. And it's coming in and it's going to be better than we think. Our soul and our heart are leading us into some beautiful things. So those are some lovely flowers that have brought in some messages for us. My next size up in regards to decks, and there's a card already that just popped out. Now this deck is a little bit of a tongue-in-cheek. You know me, I don't mind my swears. This is the fucking Inner Peace Oracle. That's what this deck is called. The fucking Inner Peace Oracle. So it's a little tongue-in-cheek, and the first card up, and they give us 2 messages on each side, which is kind of cool. And so the first message is exactly in alignment with the first card that we had. So this is double the message that's coming out to us, which is, there is better shit on the horizon. Yes. I would like that. If you have been on this awakening journey with me on the same wave, we have been going through the rough stuff for years. So yes, coming to a close, and astrologically speaking, I have been hearing left, right, and center, because a whole bunch of planets are doing a whole bunch of stuff right now. And what those planets are all doing in unison is closing down old cycles and moving us into something new. This full buck moon, which is going to be the name of this once I change it, this full buck moon that we are in today, right now, right in the heart of it, it is that reset point where a lot of things, this is our last full moon before new energy comes in. So we're entering into the Mayan New Year now. Yes, and we should be listening to the Mayans, because the Mayans have had a lot of very valuable spiritual teachings to teach us for many, many years. And they understand, I don't know how much you know about the Mayan calendar or the Mayan prophecies, or if you've even been to Mexico. It's my favorite place on earth. And they have a lot of pyramids there, for example, Chichen Itza. And if you've ever been to Chichen Itza, it's the pyramid that goes up and up and up and up and up. And so the end of ages, the end of times is when you get to the top of the pyramid. And so each layer of the pyramid goes in cycles of nights and days and nights and days. And so the bottom layer took thousands of years to get through. The top layer has been happening. Have you noticed that everything is going much faster now? Because what we are at is that top layer of the Mayan pyramid. And when we hit the top layer, all of a sudden we flip a mirror image of the pyramid into the spiritual world. So the pyramid comes up, we hit this top layer, and we're like, reset, boom, and then we jump up, and we're on the top layer of the other pyramid that's going up and ascending upwards, okay? So there's a little bit of Mayan teaching for you, and so we are right at that precipice right now, okay? So they've been talking about this since 2012. Yay, the end of times is coming, oh my God, and people got all fearful and scared. The end of times doesn't mean the end of the world as we know it, like REM talked about. No. It means the end of the world as we know it. As we know it. That's the key part of the phrase that people did, like, chopped the sentence off. It's not the end of the world. It's the end of the age. We move into a new age. We're moving from the age of Pisces into the age of Aquarius. We're moving into this from dark energy into lighter energy. We're bringing in heaven on earth. We are doing that. We are alchemizing that. We are being the birthplace of the better shit. We are creating that. All of us that are on this wave right now. It's very exciting. And then on the flip side of the card, we have give that shit up. Give it up. So to ascend, and look, we have beautiful balloons, colorful, multi-dimensional, wonderful balloons coming in. We've got a heart chakra balloon. We've got creative colors and vibrancy and yellow, blues, all kinds of colors and energies coming through. But for this to rise, okay, we need to fill ourselves with some energy, fill ourselves up, and drop out all the heavy weights so that we can go up. So we're dropping out the sandbags of our life. So that we can ascend and go through these adaptations and changes and get to a much more loving kind of a place. So we will get there. It is coming. I know I've been saying that probably for a long time because, Spirit has been showing me stuff for the last year. And I thought a lot of this stuff was going to start to happen in January when Pluto originally went into Aquarius. But then what happened was Pluto took steps back and went retrograde and is retrograde until October. And so it's doing this dance in between Pisces and Aquarius. And this dance that's happening is dropping some sandbags and filling ourselves up, and dropping some sandbags and filling ourselves up. So lots of positive signs coming in. I'm now kind of waiting like this. So, well, what's coming? What's going to be next? Because it's not going to be anything we've ever imagined before, because we are in a new. It's new. So the more we let go of the old and adapt, evolved, shift, the more new is going to be on the horizon for us. And so you need to be in a state of curiosity and like eyes open, because it's not going to be a sensation that you've ever experienced before. I have a friend and I love her dearly, and she's in a new and exciting, healthy relationship. And it's triggering the bejesus out of her because it's new. It's different. It's like those little memes where the girl's sitting on the couch and she's got, I don't know if you've seen this one, she's, the boyfriend's phone rings beside her, or a text comes in. And she's like, yeah, there's a text that came in. Yeah, can you look at that for me? And she's like, look at your phone? What? And he's like, yeah, the code is such and such. Just look, tell me who texts me. And she's like, huh? What's happening? And that's what this energy we're going to be moving into, is a lot of what's happening, because it's going to be an experience that you've never experienced before, because all your guys before have been like hiding on their phones and texting and doing kind of like shady stuff. The little fuckboy attitude of, you know, I'm going to go out and I'm going to play and I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. And the poor girl's sitting going, you know, when do I get my reciprocal energy? And so as we move into this new, and you start to receive reciprocal energy for the first time ever, you're like, what is happening? What is happening? What is happening is the change is better than you can imagine. And because it's better than you can imagine, you've never experienced it. It can be very overwhelming. So we move next into the Angel Wisdom Oracle, and I'm going to get my glasses to read this and get some inspiration from the angelic realm. And we have the card of mercy. And mercy says, to develop the quality of mercy, forgive yourself and everyone around you. Be magnanimous, see the good in others, and give them the benefit of the doubt. Open up to compassion, but most of all, access the wisdom within that recognizes the divine in every creature. When you temper your attitude to others with mercy, you offer them grace. You spread much light, joy, and freedom and empower others to find the good in themselves. Choosing this card may mean that the angels of mercy are offering you a release from your pain and difficulties. I go back to give the release. Accept it graciously. The affirmation to use here is, I am merciful. I am merciful. So this is immediately reminding me of what I attempted to do, and do attempt this. Just because it backfired on me doesn't mean it will backfire on you. But when I was attempting to get out of my marriage, I wanted to be merciful. I wanted to cultivate this energy. And so what I used instead of having a lot of argument and bickering and this, that, and the other, is I used the Ho'oponopono prayer. And if you don't know that one, it is the 4 simple sentences. I'm sorry, please forgive me, I love you, and thank you. So pretty much any dialogue that was happening, I would attach one of those sentences as the overall vibe to that. And because I wanted to be like Gwyneth Paltrow and have a very conscious uncoupling. Unfortunately, you can only meet somebody as far as they're going to meet you, and I got truth bombed with things that blew my mind brain open. But I still want to be merciful and understand that a lot of that stuff, if you're dealing with a karmic situation that you're trying to escape from, maintain your own mercy. Be merciful on yourself is what the first directed us to do, and be kind and compassionate to self, and use the Ho'oponopono prayer on yourself, and create healthy boundaries. Disengage from any kind of argument, back and forth, debate about it. This is what I want. I am sorry. Please forgive me. I love you. You served your purpose. Thanks for coming out. See ya. And so pull in some mercy energy as you're trying to walk out of something as cleanly as possible. It's not always going to go as cleanly as you like. You know, as I said, I tried my best to go cleanly. It didn't work that way, but it all works out in the end. I'm divorced. I'm free, and change is definitely better than expected. And more change will continue to come, and more change will continue to come, and more, it's just going to keep going because we're still in this cycle. So next up, we have from the Twin Flame Ascension deck, the Take Me Home Oracle, Harmonize is our card. Let your light shine. And so this is a beautiful card. I'm going to go scoop in here. So we can see a lot of things at play. We can see an ascension process that's happening. We're balancing masculine and feminine energies. We've got the sun and the moon. So the masculine energies and the feminine energies, as we're working our way up this chakra system here, we're developing our, it looks like wings, energetic wings that are coming through, and then we're cultivating this tree of life, bringing us into this third eye energy and connection, and everything spreading out. And these almost look very much like peacock feathers. So we're like, once we activate all of those chakra centers and get in balance, in harmony with ourselves, we're ascending up, which again comes back to the balloons coming up. We're ascending ourselves up in balance of masculine, feminine. So I am no longer in the energy of the toxicity that I once was in, and there's masculine and feminine toxicity. So masculine toxicity is like that playboy energy that I just talked about, and you know, I'm gonna just do my own thing, and you know, who cares about me? And then the toxic feminine energy is like, love me, take care of me, I need you, you know, like this hysterics. So we need to balance the toxicity, purge, clear all of that in us, balance our own masculine, feminine energy. Like, I can protect myself, and that's not working for me, and this isn't reciprocal, and I can be calm, and I can be rational, and all of these things. So we're emotionally balanced, we're grounded, and we're stable, we're in a nice energy of I can be me, and I can allow others to be themselves. I don't need to participate, but I can be myself. I can stand in my own. I'm not grasping, I'm not chasing, I'm not reaching for anything. I'm balanced and finding harmony in my heart, which is a balance of what do I need? Are my needs being met? Am I showering myself down with those words of love that we had? Because, you know, we need to keep our own energetic system flowing and full and in balance. But am I also showing kindness and compassion for those around me? You know, if that energy is cyclical, it needs to be in constant flow. If we're going out into the world and we're like, I'm going to learn to love myself and take care of myself, and then you're going to your local grocery store and you're yelling at the lady because the checkouts got a huge line or something like that, then that's like whoop whoop whoop, massive trigger that we're not in great harmony. We need to let our light shine and go, you know, oh, maybe they're having a bad day, maybe they just broke up with their boyfriend, maybe they're, you know, maybe there's something going on technologically speaking, because we have just gone Mercury retrograde, I believe, or we're in the pre-shadow for Mercury retrograde, so it's no surprise that I was having technical difficulties at the beginning of this. So the more we shine our light in ourselves, cultivating it in ourselves, the more we can spread it out to everyone else. It's a constant growth and development and spreading out, and we see things from a much broader perspective, a much higher vantage point. So we're not seeing things through the lens of ego. We're seeing things through the lens of spirit and understanding. And this is a beautiful, beautiful card. So 9 is the numbers that come with this card. Harmonize. Let your light shine. Your individual light. Not try to be somebody else's light. Just be your light. Be your weird. Be your unique. Be your colorful. Be your creative. The more you are you, the higher vibration that you are in. So that's the highest. Remember, throat chakra, authenticity. This is much higher than our heart. So yes, love is a great energy, but loving from a place of authenticity is even higher and more connected into the divine. It's like, oh, I am divinely chosen to be me. I am loved by the divine for me, for my unique gifts, my unique talents, my unique skill sets. And be a little peacocky. You know, the peacock energy here is a little bit about showing oneself off and stepping out into the world and, you know, ruffling a few feathers along the way. No harm in ruffling feathers. Just don't let your feathers get so ruffled that you're like, ah. So yes, some feathers will be ruffling. I dig it. Next up, we're moving into the Chakra Wisdom Oracle deck. Talking about journeys. See, we're getting slowly into bigger and bigger decks. My hands will be slowly struggling. Because that's what expansion is. We expand into new energies, new higher and greater energies. And I'm going to keep those cards that have flipped themselves over. We have up first a facade. So what isn't real? What is make-believe and pretend? It's a funny image, this facade, because it's like a young man holding his grandfather's hand. So maybe he's more in the energy of like holding on to things that have long passed, because they're kind of walking on clouds. So a little bit of daydreamy, make-believe energy coming in, a lot of I wish this had been different, but it isn't, and so I need to accept what is, because when you accept what is, it's going to be a lot easier for you to make action steps moving forward, so that you can both be in an energy of forgiveness of self and forgiveness of them. So if what you're letting go on is kind of already dead, and even this tree is dead, I suppose this is supposed to be snow, but to me it looks like clouds. I live in a snowy country, and I've never seen snow that looked like that before. So yes, we've got to let go of the things that are dead, so that we can move into a new season, a season where we're going to be protected and comforted and cared for, and divine spirit is providing, is caring, is guiding, is all of these energies, and so this nice energy of being curled up somewhere safe for a little bit of time, where we can like lick our wounds a little bit and feel some self-soothing energies. It's almost like this little child is sucking on their thumb. And interestingly enough, I don't know if you can see it in the background, there's all these like tiny little faces of others kind of watching. So be aware that in your healing process, even though you feel alone and isolated, you are protected by spirit. This nice violet energy here, and spirit is not messing. Spirit can do some serious damage. So those that try to fuck with you when you're in this healing stage, it may not go very well from them. And that's why they're like all hiding in the leaves behind, kind of paying attention. And so if there are coming in some negative energies around you, you can just be self-assured and feel confident. It's all right. Spirit's got my back. Spirit's got my back. I'm really safe where I am right now, and nothing can happen to me. So any of these other energies of like, what are they doing? What's going on? Harsh criticisms, or potentially family, friends, coworkers that are maybe in a little bit of a judgmental, but even though they may be like a little bit judgmental, hostile, kind of like hostile warriors in the kind of peering through, they're still watching. Right? They're still watching. So you keep being you. You keep harmonizing your energies. You keep shining your light, knowing that you can let go of all the things that don't no longer work for you, and be protected in spirit. And there's an abundance, again, an abundance of energy, of loving energy coming in around this. Lots of growth. So you can see we've gone from, again, an adaptation. We've gone from a dead tree, or very looking, I'm calling this a dead tree because that's not snow. We've got a dead tree, and then we've got this like beautiful energy of growth and big foliage and abundance. And whenever I see, one of the best ways to connect with abundance is to go be in nature. If you feel a sense of lack, a sense of nothing's going for me well in this world, go stare at a tree. Go stare at grass. Because when you see how many leaves there are on a tree, you can't help but think, oh my God, this world actually is very abundant. So go be in some nature while the weather is going good for you, so that you can connect to that energy as well. And you know, sleep soundly. Sleep soundly. That's nice energy that's coming in. So some people may be having some difficulties with sleep as of late, I'm getting. And if that's the case, making sure that you know that you're protected is numero uno. You can watch those listen to those safe affirmations, 8-hour safe affirmations that are very soothing energy. Gotta love that inner child of yours, or children, the multiples. The multiples. So next we're going into the Starseed Oracle deck. We're getting bigger and bigger. By my last deck, I'm going to be like, there we go. Star family. You are part of a team of souls. Call in support. I dig it. Soul Tribe. So I've talked about Soul Tribe actually just recently a lot in my most recent video, the one about twin flames, and talking about how when you start to have union with Soul Tribe that comes in, it's one of the most beautiful blessings that you can possibly imagine when you start to connect with other individuals. And you can see all these souls that have been sent out from this beautiful ball of light and shot out in every single direction. And now it's about coming back together. So when I said where we started from with this plant stasis, adaptation, change will be better than you think. This is definitely one of those changes that you will be better than you think. So if you're going through a lot of grief because you've lost friends, you've lost family, you've lost contacts, your Facebook has just got down to 10 people because you've done a purge and you're like, nah, delete. It happens on this journey. What is coming in when you make the space, when you create the space, what is coming in for you is energies that's going to be more loving, more. So we go back to this one as well. The words of love, speak with your heart. And it's like Soul Tribe is all of a sudden understanding you. And remember how I was talking about, I think at the beginning, I mentioned, you know, I have the friend that she's got a good relationship, and a good relationship feels different. It's the same with friendships and Soul Tribe and Soul Family and soul mates and all of these. You get this like, oh, this feels so amazing. What is happening? So understand there is a what is happening attached to the good. You've spent your whole life going, what, can I please have this? Can I please? Can I please? Can I please? And then when it comes in, you're like, so don't be upset with yourself when you find yourself reacting from a place. Be in a little bit of a forgiving energy when you come from a place of reacting, going, I don't understand. What do you mean? I've never experienced this before. I've never felt so understood. I've never felt so seen. I've never felt so appreciated. I've never felt, this is going to be a lot of I never felt. And it's a double-edged sword, you know. It feels amazing, but it feels confusing and unfamiliar. And when things feel unfamiliar, ego gets activated and goes, this isn't real. This isn't right. Be cautious. And that's when you need to say to ego, There, it's okay. This is divinely protected. We are being guided into coming together. This is all for my highest and greatest good. This is real. This is real. This is wonderful. This is heavenly. This is divine. Because when you hop timelines, it can't be the way it once was. And so we've all hopped timelines, that Mayan pyramid. We've hopped into a new timeline. And in the new timeline, it cannot be what it once was. So ego is desperately trying to grasp hold and say, this reminds me of this, and this was the same as that. Nothing is the same as what it was. It's like you've been transported from one planet to a completely different planet. And so you need to walk around this completely new planet with your eyes wide open going, what is this? What? Curiosity, excitement, and eyes open. going to listen. I'm going to observe. I'm going to be in this energy because this is new to me. I'm not used to this, and that's good. The key to knowing if it's healthy for you or not is if it feels good. If it feels good, that's a green. If it feels familiar, that's a red light. That's you don't want more of what was. So if it feels familiar, that's when your alarm system goes off. But when it feels completely unfamiliar in new charted territories, that's a green light. That's like, yes, this is good. This is what it's supposed to feel like. So it is. I'm going to hop over here to check out some of these comments because I didn't get to see them. Again, my little technology thing isn't okay. Isn't it funny? Okay, so we've got isn't it funny how the cards that come up are relevant for what we are going through? There's my Twilight Zone theme song. Not so funny, very apt. That's why I love the cards, because everything that you need to hear is heard. And I actually go back and watch these because I'm channeling half the time, so it's news to me. And I'll go back and I'll watch it and I'll be like, oh, so there's like messages in here for me. There's messages, and I'm part of the collective. So we're all part of the collective, and so the messages come in a collective energy that we all need at the same time. So not what I describe as funny, but what I describe as eerily amazing. Finding what has been hidden most definitely. I think Gary's saying, let's hope so for the new good stuff coming in. And Yvonne says, yes, I think I went there in Mexico. There's amazing, my favorite place in Mexico is Tulum, and it's got its own ruins, but Chichen Itza is one of the biggest and you can't see my wall. On my wall, I have a giant picture of Tulum right there. It's my happy place. I'm hoping changes are coming up. I've been in this void place for a couple of years now. Yes, the process of spiritual enlightenment happens very slowly, moving you into some dark night, some void, some grounding, some dark night, some soul, and it's a very gradual process. And our egos don't necessarily like that, but I kind of view it as if it was faster. It's already fast enough, and so it's fast and slow at the same time. If it was any faster, our heads would explode. So we have to, I guess, hold a little bit of gratitude that because we wouldn't want our heads to explode. Nature is, yes, my go-to is always nature. It is so healing. Absolutely 100%. Love being in nature, in the garden, barefoot, staring at the sky or at the plants. So that's multiple informations for those that are watching later. Get your feet on the ground. Get outside, lie on the ground, be in nature, go hiking barefoot, frolic in the forests, do some mushroom hunting, do whatever you need to do to spend as much time as we're going through these adaptations and these shifts and these changes as you possibly can. And yes, ego sometimes won't keep quiet. Ego never keeps quiet. Ego really is, well, I shouldn't say never. Through the practices of meditation, we get longer and longer stretches, or we learn better coping mechanisms to quiet ego. And ego has many faces because ego comes in, it's like, I don't know if you watched that show, The Game of Thrones, and the Faceless Man. That's the way I view ego, because ego can present itself in any number of our archetypical energies, showing up as, the bitch energy, or showing up as a wound, or showing up as, ego wants to be in control. Ego absolutely wants to be in control all the time. And so when we are doing everything differently and adapting and going into new uncharted territories and harmonizing our own energy, ego feels like it doesn't have a job anymore. And it's like, well, what am I supposed to do? Because I used to be the one that provided you with this protection, and you're saying, I'm retiring you. Thanks for everything that you did. Maybe ho'oponopono your ego. Thank you. I love you. Please forgive me, but you're fired. You know, so have a conversation, have a business meeting, and have call in all aspects of self and say, listen, ego, you've worked very hard, but we're giving the promotion to spirit. I'm sorry. And then ego would be like, oh, man, I did all this work for the last 50 years for you, and this is the thanks I get. I'm sorry. I appreciate everything you've done for me. I know you were trying to heal me. I know it was for my highest and greatest good. I am so grateful. So here is your retirement package, and you can now go to Mexico and sit on a beach and retire. And send him there, or her there. Name your ego. I love that. I love when you get to like name your ego, because a friend of mine calls her ego Monique and calls my ego Karen. She's like, wow, Karen really needs to step down today. And I'm like, I know, she's out of control. So yeah, name your ego, give them a retirement party, buy them the sugar-free cake, and see how you get on with that. Oh, and show ego a little bit of compassion. So compassion to self, caring, empathy, acceptance, gentleness. Show our own egos a little bit. They've worked hard for us. You got to remember that. Even the inner critic, as annoying as some aspects of self are, we have to embrace them into ourselves in love and compassion, and understand that these aspects of self came into existence in the first place in order to protect us. And just the way that they chose to do that has run amok. They're not in alignment with and harmonized with the team. So I kind of picture it in my mind's eye, like you have a bus, and on the bus you want to be driving in higher self. You want higher self to be your GPS, and you want to put ego in the seat beside you, because ego has uses. Ego says, I'm not going to tolerate this, and you deserve better than this. And ego is good and useful to help you negotiate a better life for yourself, but you don't want ego driving. So, and you also don't want ego to be a backseat driver and be really, really irritating and annoying. And then in the backseat, you have a whole bunch of wounded children. Some of them are screaming and and dropped their candy, and this one's poking this one, and you're trying to drive where you're driving, and you're saying, can you just settle down back there, please? I need to focus on the road. And then you have the saboteur that's like craving a cigarette, hanging out the window, making this kind of symbol at you. And then you have over here, a wounded child that's picking its nose, and you've just got a crazy circus that's going on behind you, and all of these are still you. They're all still you. So we have to show compassion to them and say, Billy, sit down, get your seatbelt back on, you're running amok, and you shut that window, we're not having any cigarettes, those days are done. So pull yourself together. And over here, the prostitute, no, we're not accepting that job. It's like not good enough for us. I don't care what you think of the benefits package. It's not in alignment with our highest and greatest good. And then speak to all the other archetypes that you have going on. And you might have a really big bus back there with lots of things. So let's show all ourselves, every single one of ourselves, love and compassion, and understanding that they came into existence in the first place to protect us, to provide us. But now that we know, oh wait, now I've got real protection. I got divine protection. I got Archangel Michael and all the other angels up there looking after me, and I'm divinely protected. So I don't need all you guys to be in my ear 24/7 and criticizing. Maybe you've got an internal judge in the back with his little mallet going, call to order. I don't think any of this is going the way that it should be going. Shh. We're in the new. You don't know. You don't have the information that soul has. So lots of empathy and care for all the little aspects of selves. It's a little bit like multiple personalities at play. it's in your mind's eye. And so it's good. It is a different approach to psychology. And talking about archetypes, let's hop into the my largest deck, which is the Archeo deck. And I have to shuffle it from the side. So the Archeo deck is another fantastic deck. I have two archetype decks that I use, Carolyn Misses and this one. And I just, because I was doing the theme of expanding energy, I went here. And there we go. Our card is up. Ooh, I dig it. Okay, I really dig it. We have the Alchemist. Okay, so I'm going to let you look at this card for a little bit because we've got a lot happening. We've got some Kundalini energy coming in with that snake. We're holding on to some pentacles. We've got the keys that is being presented to us. We've got new flowering growth and a balanced heart. Look at that. That heart center is balanced in energy. We've got two energies, feminine and masculine, coming in on that is how I'm reading that. Or you could look at it as shadow and light, or a dead heart and a living heart. So let's bring some things back into life if our heart center has been in lower energy. And go watch this morning's video if you've got some heart chakra stuff that's happening. And then we have this little stamp of like some travel. The numbers might mean something to somebody is 1828. The direction that we're heading in is south. And I just love this. And I can't for the life of me read what that script says on here. So the Alchemist. So that's what we all are. Every single one of us that's on this path, this adaptation path, this twin flame journey, this Kundalini awakening, this spiritual journey that we are on, we are alchemists. We are turning unhealthy situations into healthy situations. We are turning things that no longer work for us into things that do work for us. We are using the power of our own ability to heal thyself, to feel the feels, and in so doing, transmute them into something else. Each emotion transmuted or alchemized is like going lead into gold. It takes that, and that's why emotions are so vitally important, is because through the emotional centers, we learn to expand our level of consciousness. Emotions teach us higher consciousness, higher wisdom. And so that we can be in a much more balanced state. The flowers that are coming up have split into 3. 3 is one of the most sacred numbers. It connects in, you can see this tattoo here that I got when I lived in Ireland, as which is all about, sorry, I'm trying to do my arm correctly. Shifting and changing energies. Now this symbol, the triquestra, has been represented and has multiple definitions depending on the background that you look for. So this can represent the maiden, the mother, and the crone. So the transition, the adaptation of feminine energy that moves into the 3 cycles of life. It has also been because religion came into Ireland and said, okay, we're going to take hold of these symbols and use them as our own. So the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit was another interpretation. The winds of change is another interpretation, all of these things. So it's shifting out energy and clearing out energy as it moves along, which is exactly what the Kundalini energy does. For those of us who are having a Kundalini experience, we have a nice snake here that is ascending and working its way up so that we can alchemize and create a plentiful life. Look at the size of this pentacle that's coming in, which is a fantastic energy that's bringing in a 5-star here, and the 5-star is our guiding star, the star that leads us into something, the 5-pointed star. as opposed to a 6-pointed star, which is more associated with Metatron's cube. This is more associated, and again, many symbols have been misinterpreted over the years and used by different groups for different things. But the way that I see this is the guiding light that's heading you into the direction of your own enlightenment, your own development, your own growth. Is the word, so that we can get into heart, returning to heart. The goal is to get in here. Get in here as much as humanly possible. Feeling, connecting with heart center, allowing the flow of energy to move through you as your own guidance system. This is your guidance system coming back online to bring you into absolute wholeness. So I love that we got the Alchemist. And I certainly wouldn't mind a little bit of travel. It's definitely on my brain and something that I'm like, oh, when? Okay, so hop back over here and check out some comments. We have, I always say thank you to my ego for sharing with me that information, then it goes silence for a while. Yes, absolutely. Ego really wants acknowledgement. If you just give it a little bit of acknowledgement and say, good job, it's like the employee that really wants its employee reviews as often as possible. So as long as it's the employee, not the employer. You're the employer, you're in charge. Well, higher self is. Higher self is in charge. You want to be in higher self energy as much as you possibly can. Love that spirit you're promoted. Oh, good. I always say, don't worry. I will still need to give you some ethical advice now and again. Absolutely, because, ego can not always make a little bit of power grabs. Ego is really easily influenced. And so you need to just be caring and compassionate. Ego's a little bit like a 14-year-old. The 14-year-old version of self that, is tempted by things, the quick fixes. And the I want it now. And immediate gratification is more, which is very 14-year-old. Version of self. So you can kind of now in your mind's eye, when ego speaks up, picture yourself when you were at 14 and say, yeah, thanks, but I know a little bit more than you know now. So we're going to do things my way. Any questions or comments or cards that anybody wants to read? I was toying around earlier thinking I would pull one from my animal oracle, my spirit animal oracle, because I have a couple here. Which one? And let's see. Also another gigantic deck. It's the same size as the Archeo. So yes, I'm going to pull one from this guy because they're saying, hey, wait a second. We have a message too. But I try to use 8 decks and then go from there. And see what comes out for us. Oh, wow. Okay. We're cutting this deck. And yes, pop on any questions that you have. And sweet. And there we go. We have rhinoceros. That's 2 rhinoceroses we have. That is really good. Rhinoceros, protection. So yes, we needed a double message in here today to come out to reassure. And rhinoceroses are actually very gentle, loving creatures. They don't, they're in cartoons and everything, they're depicted as like running at you, which means, yes, they have the capacity to protect themselves. But they're actually much more gentle, which is funny because the hippopotamus has a reputation of being a really gentle, cutesy in cartoons with ballet. But yeah, I'd rather meet a rhinoceros than a hippopotamus. A hippopotamus can do serious damage. Where, a rhinoceros is there to offer in the energy of protection. So we've got 2 rhinos coming in from Spirit just to remind you, you are divinely protected. That message needed to be repeated. Okay, go back in here and see what to... Okay, we've got a good question here. How do I hear my spirit guides, and how do I know it's them? So when I don't personally refer... I know a lot of people say I have a spirit guide team, and I have no doubt that I have a team out there, but I just go with the messages that come to me. And those messages sound short and sweet and to the point. So ask a question and you will get an answer. And you will know the answer because it's something that usually is not something you want to do. Or your ego wants to do. So if you are sitting in meditation or out walking, doing a movement meditation, that's the best way to get in touch with spirit, is to get out in movement, aligned walking, because you're an antenna. Your spine is an antenna. And if you want to connect, get your spine straight and get moving so that antenna is connecting to the frequencies that are out there. Go out walking. And focus on a particular question or a particular, show me the way. Or should I quit this? Should I do that? And wait for the answer. And you will usually get a sharp to the point answer. Yes. And you're like, oh, damn, I don't want to do that. So ego uses lots of words. Ego justifies, explains, and comes up with long, convoluted stories to associate itself with the information that it requires to try to convince you of anything. Whereas spirit or soul or your soul guides, your soul team, it's like with those walkie-talkies. They get to the point quick, over and out. They're not doing long monologues. So it will say, quit this, do that, leave this, go here, sit up, walk away. Those are the types of cues that spirit is going to give you. It is much more direct. And sometimes if you're like me, because I do experience clairaudience, you may get information that's not coming from a clairaudience type of way. So it's not a communication that comes in. And so you need to practice working with your connection to spirit to see, because sometimes spirit will communicate with me and I'm like, I don't know what that means. So you're going to have to find a better way to communicate with me, because that doesn't work. Like all these numbers. People get really super excited about the numbers. And I'm like, dudes, I'm dyslexic. I don't like numbers. Stop sending me numbers. They mean nothing to me. And so instead, oftentimes, spirit will communicate to me through animals. So I love kind of a shamanistic approach. So shamanistic approach is more based upon observing nature around you and what is happening around you and getting messages out of that. So, for example, I'll give you a little mini background on understanding how to work with animals. So we all have spirit animals. We have a lifetime spirit animal that's with us our whole life, and that will be like, I love dolphins. I'm obsessed with dolphins. I have a tattoo of a dolphin. I have a dolphin collection. So if you're really in love with dolphins, that's one of your main spirit animals that is guiding you. So for me, that's the heron, the blue heron. And I do have a tattoo of a blue heron. And then we also have what's known as a shadow spirit animal. So this is something that you don't like, but has incredible messages and lessons for it. So I have a massive aversion to spiders. I don't particularly like them at all. I can remember when I was 15, a boy took me on a date to see the movie Arachnophobia, and I'm like, yeah, I won't be dating you again because that was the stupidest movie you ever could have taken me to. But spiders are incredible because spiders represent creativity. They represent always weaving together a new life. And so they're always been involved with me because they're trying to push me out of my comfort zone and create something new, create something where there was nothing before. Then we have what's called spirit guides that show up for us in the animal kingdom in a season. So you may be in one particular season seeing the same animal over and over and over again. Like black crows is coming in for somebody recently. Like all the time they see black crows. Bees is one that I see a lot now, obviously. So you keep seeing the same thing. Maybe it's turtles, maybe it's dragonflies, maybe it's white butterflies. And it's getting to the point where it's kind of like knocking you over the head with it. And in those situations, I'd say, okay, there's specific messages from your spirit team that is trying to say something to you. So maybe go look up the spiritual meaning of white butterflies. And then we also have like day-to-day messages. So you might, in any given day, if you're out walking and paying attention to things, observe. Use your power of observation to pick up messages. So I love watching birds because as they do different things, I get messages. So if I'm like in confusion about something and then I go out and I see a bird swoop and stop, that message is stop. Don't keep going. And I'm like, okay, I got it, thanks. It's as simple as that. And then there's also, we receive messages through clairvoyance, through pictures, and those ones can be very overwhelming because it's almost, I see almost like prophecy, and sometimes I don't always understand because it's coming in with symbolic sight, and I'm like, I don't understand the metaphor that's coming in at play here. Please explain. For a long time, when you get practice, the more you practice just observing everything and listening to the impulses and the sensations and the feelings. So it's always kind of being in this energy of like, I'm going to watch everything all the time and every sensation and every sound and every impulse, because when you want to quit something, let's say you're wanting to quit alcohol or sugar or anything else, you know it. Spirit's been in your ear for a while, and ego's been telling you why that's a bad idea. So again, it's listening to the short, sweet messages and seeing the short actions and taking from it what means something to you. Or music is a wonderful way to connect to messages. And a tool or trick that I use that's quite fun is I just pick a random playlist that I've never listened to before, and I'll listen to that for a little bit, and there's always messages in there for songs I've never even heard of before, and I'm like, oh, okay, I get it, I gotcha. So there's lots of ways to create more communication with your spirit guides. Another way is cards. Get yourself a deck and pull a card every day, or pull 4 cards and practice just seeing what kind of information. There's so many cards that are out there. Even better when it comes to cards is get somebody to gift you a deck, because there's a kind of rule that you should always let somebody else buy your first deck. It's true. So ask for a birthday present or something like that if one's coming up. I hope that works. Yes. Spiders. Yes. Any other questions, comments, anything like that? I'm going to a little light language coming through there. I'm going to pull us one more card as a final, just to see what... Oh, I've got millions coming out. So here, Sacred Destiny. Let's see. I love the back of this deck because it just reminds me of Mexico. One day soon, hopefully. The next couple. That would be nice. And I talked about dolphins. Oh, that's so cute. So maybe somebody out there is a dolphin person. If you are, oh yay, look at this. Oh my God, look at this. Happiness. We've got 2 dolphins. So soulmates coming together. Joyfulness. We've got the sun shining, which I absolutely love. We've got beautiful sky and this gorgeous, just playfulness. This wonderful energy of Oh, I'm digging this. So that's an excellent way to end today's read is, you know, this, where we started from, and I'll give a quick recap. Where we started from was all about adaptation and bringing us through this like spiritual journey and things ending up better. Happiness would be better than a lot of the other stuff that we've experienced along the way. You know, we're giving up the shit that's kept us in a lower vibe, and we're showing ourselves a good bit of mercy so that we can rise and ascend to our highest and greatest in absolute harmonized state, so our light can shine. We're letting go of the dead shit that doesn't work in our life anymore. I shouldn't really call a grandfather dead shit, but you know what I mean. And we're forgiving ourselves for the times that we looked for protections outside of ourselves and are connecting instead to protections on a higher realm. And we're giving so much, yay, soul family. I love you, soul family. I feel love being heard. I love being seen. I love being understood. Show all those wounded aspects of self, some major compassion. Again, heart space. So we got a lot of heart energy coming in, and we are alchemizing. We are doing the work. That is what we have been doing on this process, is every single time you're sick, stuck in bed, you are alchemizing. You are very busy on a cellular level. So give yourself a big kudos and a pat on the back and say, I'm freaking amazing. I am so amazing. The stuff that I have done would boggle most people's minds. Final reminder that the divine is leading this, and where they are leading us is to happiness, some joy, some play. That is good. As I said, we are reset right now, this final buck full moon. So I'm going to end where I started, which is grow a pair, and that's what we're doing. Is we're moving ourselves into a nice balanced energy. I love it. So thank you, and thank you for everyone that joined me now, and for anyone that follows up in the afters. If you would like to book a private read with me for half an hour, you can certainly do that, and we can pull some specific cards just for you in your life situation. The way to do that is in the description below of any of my videos. And with that said, mwah, peace out.